Hey guys, Ryan Alford, your host of the Radcast.
You're listening to the Radcast.
If it's radical, we cover it. Here's Ryan and Reiley.
Here's your host, Ryan Alford.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the latest edition of the Radcast. It's the marketing and news episode. It's Friday, April 16th, and we come to you live, well, live today, at least for us, in our podcast studio, home of Radical, the baddest, the coolest, the motherfucking greatest digital agency on the planet. I'm lively on a Friday, Reiley, my co-host. What's up?
Hey, that was a lively introduction. We got the energy
I think we're
today.
going to put that in our headline on the website now.
Yeah, that's our new intro.
BAMF agency.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to say that in my head.
Had to just type out the acronym.
Let me get a little more of my coffee here before I start thinking about acronyms. How's your week? Wait, pause. We have some big news today, just internally, especially for you.
Yeah.
Bradley's podcast with you dropped officially.
It did. Yesterday.
Yes.
Being Thursday. So Thursday the 15th, depending on when you listen to this, the Dropping Bombs podcast went out to Vegas last week. The episode aired yesterday, beginning a lot of positive feedback, which I really, really appreciate. So go give it a listen. You can search for The Real Bradley. I actually gave him shit for that name and said, dude, just be Brad Lee, man. And
I've seen people do that anymore. They go.
well, they do it
real-
because people take your username. Like on Twitter, someone was Brad Lee, and he didn't want them, they may even be posing as him.
Yikes. Okay.
So that's why they come out The Real. A lot of people had, the posers, or they just want to,
Yeah.
someone's already taken their name.
Yeah.
And so that's why I do this now. I secured Ryan Alford, at Ryan Alford, on every platform in like 2007 or 8. Like
So
whenever
you're telling us to
Instagram
go back
came
in
out.
time and
Yeah, so go back in your time machine and get it. But, but it was awesome. Brad was great interview. I listened to the, you do it in live. I felt good.
Yeah.
Went back and listened to it. I think we definitely dropped some bombs. Brad has some good knowledge. He's a natural marketer as well. I think there's some innate marketing in certain people, and he definitely has it. And I felt like we had a really great energy, and the feedback's been great. So go listen to Dropping Bombs.
That's
2021 Marketing Strategies is kind of the working title.
I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. A lot of fun. Talked about my background, talked about some recommendations, and, it was a wide-ranging conversation.
Yeah. But it's good because, you've been back this week and, you had a couple weeks of just all the activities.
Mexico,
and
Las Vegas. We're just on the world tour here.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been a good week back in the office.
Mm-hmm.
We are busy as all get out, which is good. We're hiring, got like 5 positions open, and so if you know anyone looking for a marketing and advertising job, wanting to potentially transport to Greenville, South Carolina, give us a call.
Absolutely.
We do some remote stuff, but it has to be a pretty specialized position.
Right.
We like to keep the teamwork is what makes the dream work. So I still we got a nice space here. We are open for business here in South Carolina.
Yes.
And so we are definitely safe, but look, we got to get shit done. We got clients that need to feed some babies.
Exactly. No,
No, it's been a great week, and still excited about the website, the radcast.com, the new website. All of our content's aggregated now with all the episodes.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, it does look great. It really turned out well, and I even used it as this morning. I was going back and I was looking. My sheets came in from Sheets and Giggles.
I saw
I haven't slept on them yet. I'm sleeping on them tonight. I was messaging with Colin last night.
Awesome.
He was like, "It'll be life-changing, brother." He's like, he says, "As soon as you get in, I want you to message me tomorrow night." I'm like,
"What's up, man?"
Yeah, I'm in them.
Talk to you soon, man.
But Sheets and Giggles, eucalyptus sheets. But then we've washed and dried them, and I'm like, oh. And we have nice sheets. We have like those premium ones from Costco or whatever.
Right.
And they feel nice to me, but this feels a little silky.
Ooh.
So
Nice.
but Sheets and Giggles. I was looking for his episode because I wanted to find something, and I went on the radcast.com and
How
I
cool
did a
is that?
search for sheets, and sure enough,
Ta-da.
ta-da! any topic you're looking for.
Exactly.
Entrepreneurship, Instagram,
Personal branding.
whatever you want to look up. It may not have.
I was gonna say I don't know if that's gonna be on there, but
Yeah, who knows? I know.
no, but it's good. It's like really exciting. We have a lot of really cool episodes coming out, and we're jam packed with recordings in the next couple of weeks too, which is awesome. And the episode that's coming out on Tuesday is a phenomenal episode with, again, he's our reoccurring guest now. Love him, Saran, and his buddy from Rochester School of Business, Salim Holder. Salim Holder is CMO of 4th Avenue Market. If you're familiar with that company, really awesome conversation about e-commerce and just building your community and your brand, and it just hit everything that we talk about here, so it was just awesome.
Yeah, really good conversation. We've talked about this before. We love all of our guests equally.
Yes.
And very appreciative. But, I might have an off day. The guest might be nervous. There's stuff that just happens, and the conversation may not flow as freely. Well, this just flowed really freely. We were all kind of on the same wavelength, even digitally.
Oh, yeah.
Really great conversation about 4th Avenue, using community, using kind of giving back to the Black community, combined with the power of neuro and all the other things we've been talking about from a marketing standpoint. It was just a really, really cool. I think it's going to be enlightening and helpful to businesses of all sizes. So I would definitely give that a listen. Coming out Tuesday, the 20th.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
all the same bat channels, all the same bat times.
Yeah.
That's an old Batman. There's old Batman. Same bat channel, same bat times. If you're older, if you're over
Is that
40.
the 60s? Is that
It's like the 60s Batman.
the one with the bam pow? And
Bam pow.
What's his
Wow.
who? Yeah, and the weird tight suit.
Adam West.
Yeah, and the tight suit that kind of makes you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's a little uncomfortable. It's a classic
Yeah, I know.
Batman.
I was always on a Cracker Barrel, and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, but it's fun though.
Yeah.
But I think that's it. Here's Riley with the news.
All right, again, our topics today, I think, really hit a lot of the conversation that will be coming out on Tuesday, but this is all really important stuff to talk about in a real tangible way. Our first topic, Bed Bath & Beyond, is trying to improve the shopper experience by really focusing on, they quoted like the sanctuary of the home, and really just trying to focus on how people, obviously in a COVID world and a lot of people now working remotely, your home is where you're spending the bulk of your time anymore. And this is a really interesting strategy to focus on creating your space in your home, really focusing on the human, the customer, and really awesome kind of strategy. And but we had different opinions on the video.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna do where they got it right and where they got it wrong.
Here we
That
go.
could be the whole segment of all of these, maybe.
I know.
Whole thing. Where they got it right? It reminds me of Colin Cowherd. He does where Colin was right, where Colin was wrong. Well, we'll say we're Bed Bath & Beyond. We're not scared to steal a good shtick around here. But look, love the tagline, home happier. Is that what it is? Yeah, home happier. Cool. Look,
Home.
Bed Bath & Beyond, if anyone
It's
is going
not
to
just a place.
put a stake in the ground and own the
Home
positioning
is a
of
feeling
the
you
home
live in.
and the
When your
importance of the
home is
home
happier,
and to be the brand that can kind of bring that all together. Bed Bath & Beyond is
Which means you
positioned
can
to do that.
celebrate happier.
They've had some declines.
Or
Obviously, COVID
organize
crushed
happier,
them with retail
or just
stores.
be
They're obviously
happier.
retail store
Every
driven.
room, every moment,
And so I
everything
like the
you
premise
need
of
to
this.
hold.
It's based on the
Happier.
insight and the
Bed
fact that
Bath &
people are
Beyond.
home. Home is now the sanctuary. It's always been the sanctuary, but it's like work, play, everything else now, family. And so I think they're spot on with the strategy, but I was missing, the video was a little choppy for me. We do this for a living, so I guess we can judge. I'm sure our stuff gets judged too. None of us are perfect, but it was a little choppy for me. I felt like the VO was really good. I'm really getting down into the nitty gritty here, but the VO, the girl that was on there felt great. She felt appropriate.
Yeah.
I liked the tagline. I liked what they were trying to do. It felt a little flat at the end though, but it's just a little chopping around the home, the shots, the way it was shot. So
It kind of did. I
Yeah,
put
okay.
it in the video. I mean,
Yeah.
it kind of.
it's just like transition. Some of the transitions just didn't make sense to me.
I know.
But hey, the other thing is I didn't see the omni-channel. Like e-commerce is booming. It's grown 7 times what it was expected to in one year. And where's the omni-channel? There was no mention of that, online, offline experience. And yeah, I know they're investing all this stuff back in the stores, all these things for the home. Typically people go and want to feel, touch, feel, look like for the home. But look, we're buying cars online now. So like, what is the omni-channel approach, and how is this needle being thread in the online experience? And maybe admittedly, we'll give them time to figure that out. Maybe I missed it in the story, but I was kind of following along in the pieces, and no one seemed to mention that. And I'm like, that feels like a little bit of a disconnect here in 2021. But again, like the notion here, like that it's based on a true insight. Video felt a little flat for me, or commercial. Hopefully that commercial gets repurposed appropriately for the right channels, and they don't just shove the TV spot into TikTok and Instagram.
Honestly,
we'll see. I have my doubts, but not because I doubt Bed Bath & Beyond, but just a lot of brands still do that, and it drives me crazy.
I know. You can't.
We'll see. Cool play, cool tagline. Let's bring it all together there. Omni-channel approach, and see if they can move the needle and get things back headed in the right direction. I still like the postcard with the 25% off. Just gonna say, the big ass postcard my mom put on the refrigerator. Like, the home is spotless, and we've got a 17 by 11 postcard on the fucking refrigerator. I'm like, 25% off one item. Brilliant though. Every woman in America, they used to be shoved in their pocketbooks, hanging out of them. Do not bail on that approach. As long as you don't do that, you can do whatever else you want.
Exactly. So the spot's actually fun. No, just kidding. Just kidding. No, that's a great topic. And our next one focuses on a Brazilian company who is trying to focus on improving how specifically how musicians are able to purchase instruments, and ensuring that, when you hear something on they're calling it like shop streaming, and this is becoming a term that you're going to see more of. And if you haven't seen it already, it's a way of like combining e-commerce and live streaming. But essentially you're going to be hearing a song or whatever it is, and you're going to go, oh my gosh, what guitar is that? And then you're going to be able to link it to the guitar, actually purchase the guitar. It's a really cool way of who are your influencers, who are your people, what are they using, and how can you get that exact same product. Super cool concept.
All right, a few layers to this. First, I'm going to start with a personal story. I grew up in a family of musicians. My dad's band, actually, we have a 5,000 square foot old building here that we co-work half of Radicals and half of. We have our studio. My dad's band comes and practices here on Monday nights. The entire family's into music. I played guitar and piano growing up. I still pick at the guitar a bit. I'm good guitar player, I guess, but can't sing worth shit. But all to say, growing up, I was, like Dave Matthews was all in high school, and you'd hear Dave Matthews, and I'd be like, man, what kind of guitar does he play? What was that? So I think there's a total insight here for music junkies that do hear music and they want to know that. Number one. The bigger play though here is, Magalu, probably butchering that, the Brazilian equivalent of Amazon. The way that they're bringing this to life through being able, they're using Deezer, which if everybody's heard of, it's probably more popular in Brazil, but like it's here in the U.S. They're another platform for music, podcasts, everything else. And to be able to kind of go to there, bring up a song, and then to shop directly within the app, all integrated. This is the future of commerce. Your experience on the phone, entertainment, combined with shopping, combined with engagement. This is the future of shopping, because you're going to see this more and more. You're going to be watching a TV show, and you're going to see a girl with a blouse on, and you're going to go, I want to buy that. You're going to be able to click a button. This is coming. But this is like the manifestation of it, within the music app. Really smart. Have no idea how many instruments they'll sell, but obviously Magalu is making another category they're growing in, and so I love it. And who wouldn't want to know what like Axl Rose or Slash from Guns N' Roses? What bass player? What is he playing there? What else is instruments? And you'd probably be surprised at how many instruments are in certain songs. Sometimes you don't realize it. And there's like 14 things going on.
100%.
Just give me more cowbell, baby. Where did the cowbell get bought? Just give me the cowbell. I can play that. Ding, ding, ding.
It's going to be interesting, though. I was thinking about this a little bit, too. It's going to be interesting how this manifests into other areas, too. I mean, you're talking about women's, blouse or, whatever it is, and that's obviously, I think, coming, too. But I'm waiting for, you're watching a live soccer game. And, you see, like, your favorite soccer player, like, running, and you're like, okay, I want those cleats, like, and there's, like, a price tag or something, like, on the
$474.
Yeah, right.
What? Oh, my God.
Dude, if you think that's expensive, did you swim?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, swimsuits, like, race suits?
Oh, yeah. Ridiculous.
Insane.
Yeah.
But that's another
I
tangent.
think there's, like, gold in them or something. I don't know.
There has to be. There has to be. Those things were $500.
But look, you're seeing the integrate. Look, shop streaming, live streaming, whatever streaming, this intersection is coming together with live commerce. There's my name, live commerce. I think I'm going to set up. Let's see if that URL is available. Okay. Probably not.
I'll edit that out. No, I'm just kidding.
But do not take that. Do not. So if you're listening to this before we can go do it, live commerce. But that kind of is it. Like the notion of real-time customer service, real-time engagement, shop streaming, whatever the hell you want to call it. This notion of frictionless buying, what you want, when you want, intertwined with entertainment and what you're doing naturally. Because here's what's happened. I'm going to go deep here.
Go.
So you have this situation with cookies are going away. Ads are diminishing because people have ad fatigue. And so we have never really found, and Samrat actually got around to this. You're going to listen to a little bit of this on Tuesday. It actually ties right in. And he's so right on this, and I've been thinking on this. Online was set up to be where you bought what you saw in store or somewhere else. It wasn't ever thought of as discovery and natural selection the way you go and shop. Some stores have come around to this, gotten better at it. This is like the evolution of online commerce for the way that we will be marketed to and buy things in a more natural setting. I'm watching entertainment that I choose to watch. And instead of having an ad, I have an influencer or something like that. I'm engaging with, because that shirt, that book, it's product placement from like the soap operas. Like literally soap operas where, they had a box of soap sitting on the counter while she was talking about something dramatic in her kitchen. And that's where the name soap operas came from. And this is the digital evolution of all of that come true, and you can buy it and have it at your doorstop the next day. And so this is just the evolution of commerce. That's what we're looking at here. And like some brands are certain doing things and it's tactical, but this is really a more broad changing of the way that we shop and the way that we engage with content and the way that brands have to build experiences with their clients and with their customers. So there you have it.
Yeah, nice. No, that was really good. And I think it's a perfect segue kind of into our next topic, which is Dollar Tree is creating this customized digital platform essentially to give you real-time digital experience of what brands you're looking for, what products you're looking for, and just trying to connect it in an easier way. And, we talked about this a bit pre-episode, too, but there's a lot here that, again, you're talking about, cookies going away, this ad kind of thing going away, things kind of going in-house a little bit more. And this is just showing that kind of evolution as well.
Yeah. Well, Walmart is doing that. We talked about that a few weeks ago. So what's happening is these big retail brands have all this customer data, and they have all of these platforms. They have apps, they have their websites, they have media channels, and they're figuring out they've got to monetize. They have this ability to monetize in other ways, especially when you're a curator of things. This is no different than Amazon, who's a behemoth, sells ad space. If you want to be the first product listed, you buy ad space. If you want to get recommended or do all these things, you pay to play, to be in the search bar. Pay per click, same thing with Google. Well, Walmarts, the Dollar Trees of the world are setting up essentially their own ad networks. They say media networks, but let's just make it as clear as possible. This is an advertising network where brands can buy ads that get placed within these mediums that Dollar Tree has, their app, their website, otherwise. So if you have products within the store, it's going to make a ton of sense to promote here. If you need to get after rich targeting towards the segments that Dollar Tree serves, which is typically lower household income or frugal people like my wife. And that's, if they have all this first party data at their hands. And with cookies going away, like we mentioned, where you can't track first party data, he who has the data is he who winneth the game. Like,
is that an old English proverb or something?
No, it's a new English proverb. And so you got to know who you're targeting. And with the cookies going away and not being able to do that by just checking 2 boxes on Facebook like you used to, you need that first party data so that you can know how to serve the most appropriate content to them. And that's what drives me a little bit crazy. I know it's about privacy. I totally understand it. I believe in that. I don't want people like tracking my every move. Like that's scary shit. But I want to be served relevant ads. I don't. If I'm, a straight white man, I don't want pantyhose in my feed. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, because suddenly they don't know how to,
I get what you're.
I totally get what you're saying, yeah. I'd rather the content be relevant. And so I think some of what we're doing is going to hurt and make the ads worse. But brands are transitioning to other monetary, ways to monetize. They're also transitioning to other media, like we talked about with Magalu, and and so it's a good evolution, but we'll see. But it's still limiting. It's still going to be a walled garden where you don't have access to the entire internet. Like the beauty of like DSPs and general ad buying when you do programmatic is it covers 75% of the internet, so that wherever that customer is on any website, whatever, you can hit them. You've got scale and reach.
Right.
This is going to be a limited scale and reach, and it's behind a walled garden, I imagine, because you can probably buy directly through Dollar Trees, whatever their ad network's going to be called. And so, I'm sure they'll make money. I'm sure it'll make sense for the certain brands. If you're selling in Dollar Tree, why wouldn't your first dollar spent should probably be on this ad network?
100%, right.
But we'll see where it goes. But times are changing.
Speaking of times changing, New York Post. I almost said New York Times. Wrong publication. New York Post, though. I think this is interesting. I feel like you and I have different opinions on this when we talked about this little pre-episode. But the New York Post is essentially providing shopping widgets for you in some of their, not all the articles, but in some of the articles where they are touching on, this is the product, this is why we recommend you use this product, or this is why you need this product. Here's a widget to shop for this product, at this direct store or wherever it is. I know you think this is just following the money, and whoever obviously had the biggest money to put their ad essentially in this widget. But I just think too positively, but I just would hope that they are being honest with, no, this is a really good product and here is that. But that goes into the whole conversation of honest branding anymore anyway. So
okay. Here we go. This is called, if you didn't know. Okay, so the New York Post, historically a newspaper, all these newspapers lost a ton of money when the printed newspaper is essentially dead.
Correct.
There's still, 30 or 40,000.
Yeah.
The circulation for these papers used to be in the millions, and now it's like 30 or 40,000. Like New York Post might be more than that, but like the smaller ones, even less. So they had to make up the revenue somewhere. They're monetizing their websites, no problem. My problem is mistaking editorial journalism for advertainment is what I call this. Advertainment, advertorial, where these brands are paying to be here and then they get placed in media. And look, I love native advertising. Like, we do that for clients where we do want it to look and feel and not be like an ad, where it feels like it's part of the content. If there's a story about a certain thing, the product naturally flows in. And maybe I'm splitting hairs here. But when you set up like these articles that we recommend these 5 hand lotions or whatever it is, and then they've got the widget. And look, I love relevant content at the right time, which part of this is that. Good story here. I'm not even knocking the New York Post here. This is more just a universal feeling on this. I just don't like it. Like, just know this. If you're a consumer and you think that you're reading the 5 best this, the 4 best this, 2 of these and all this, short of firsthand one-to-one reviews that you from someone you trust, don't believe everything you read. Like, it doesn't mean that some of these products probably aren't great, but they pay to be on these positions. And so as long as we're clear on that, as long as it's clear the difference between editorial content and ad content, then fine. And I don't mind. Look, I want it to be a better experience for the customer. So again, might be splitting hairs, but I think it's important that, you know, we not get lured into thinking, wow, these are really recommended products. No, those are products that got ads bought for them and they wrote an article around it, you know?
Right.
And so just be careful with that if you're a consumer. If you're a brand, then hell, you should be getting involved here. Because if you can look like your products in the, you know, part of this ultra recommendation, you know, I don't know. And maybe look, for all I know, they have all these editors or these people that are really making good, solid reviews. But don't be mistaken that those people weren't paid, or the media company wasn't paid to have that run in there. So
no, totally. And I hear what you're saying on that. I guess it's just more of like a, you know, you want to believe that that's there for the consumer. You know what I mean? You want to believe that. But like I
have some land in Iceland too that I can sell you.
So our last topic today.
Does anyone want to buy a parcel of land in Iceland? You just give me a call. Call 1-800-SCAM-YOU.
Yikes. Yeah. On WWIFM. Yeah. Exactly. No, so our last topic for today, Ace Hardware is trying to target an audience that hasn't historically been their original target audience before, and I think this is a really brilliant strategy to encourage the Gen Z millennials. You know, no, I was more of me. More of me. Yeah, I'm the Gen Z.
If you're watching the video, Reiley's like raising her hand. I thought she was waving to someone outside of her studio. And she was, nope, that's me.
No, it's just, I'm Gen Z over here.
Gen Z.
No, but you know, we're first.
What's going to be after Gen Z?
Gen Alpha.
Going back to A?
But pause. I'm going to get on this for a second.
Alpha, Omega.
Gen Alpha.
That's like the first, right?
But like Alpha, you know how people are like, I'm an alpha male or an alpha female or whatever.
You think
like
we're just setting up that generation to be alpha?
You're setting them up to be arrogant. Like, I'm like, don't do that to them. These are the toddlers that had iPads, you know, at you know, that's that generation. Anyway, I'm done off that tangent. But anyway, I'm Gen Z.
Spoiled.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, but us Gen Zers and millennials, the zillennials of us, we, you know, first-time home buyers, like, we're getting really into this DIY trend. And so this is really a smart way for Ace Hardware. They're trying to partner with, you know, the Gen Z millennial people that are the DIYs on, you know, social platforms to encourage essentially the connection of Ace Hardware, your DIY projects, and how you can make that dream come true from Ace. Really cool concept. It's kind of making me consider go to Ace more versus a Lowe's, if I'm being honest.
I like it.
Yeah.
Look, you're seeing a lot of these, I'll call them an older brand. I mean, they've been around as long as I can remember. So that I'm 43 years old, so it's a 40-year-old brand at least, right? Maybe. God, I'm old. I don't feel old, but that sounds old, you know?
Yeah.
I digress on that. But you're going to see these historically older brands that still need to market and do business with the younger audience, leveraging influencers. Very smart. This is what they need to be doing.
Yes.
They have all these channels because here's what happens. You have all these channels now. And look, when it was just Facebook and you could if the brands that did it right still tweak their creative a little bit for the platform,
Mm-hmm.
you could trust that Ace Hardware could do that themselves, potentially. Hopefully with a good agency, they could make that happen. Ace Hardware, it sounds like bad grammar, but I think it's still in the dictionary. Ace Hardware ain't putting a cool TikTok together video themselves without a lot of damn help.
And I think
And
that's
so
the
thus,
point, yeah.
they're leveraging the natural environment, the influencers that are doing this already,
Mm-hmm.
so that it builds credibility, it makes the content better, and it creates and makes the brand seem more relevant. Win, win, win.
Yeah.
And so you're seeing brands that do this, and they can't keep up with the demands of the content. So you've got to pay to get help with this consumer-generated content.
Totally.
And it checks off a lot of boxes anyway.
Right.
But, I'd love to see what Ace, like the marketing, no offense, I mean, marketing director at Ace is never going to hire us, but what they would naturally think to do on TikTok,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be pretty. I have
No, I know, but I think for me, I like the honesty of Ace. Like when I was reading this article, it was like, look, we know this is not our target audience and it never has been. Like that's honest. Like,
Yeah,
so we're going to
transparency.
use the influencers that are making these really cool DIY things or whatever and, transforming their houses or whatever they're doing into these really cool projects. We're going to use them to identify, this is how you can make that happen with Ace, even though historically we might not have been able to get you before. Like, we want you to know we're here for you. And I just love that narrative. Like, I really like the honesty of that versus what and it's true. I mean, if they would have done this themselves, respectfully, it wouldn't have been done well. The execution would have been terrible.
Yeah. And so, and look, you have all the, like, if you come into our house, Nicole and I don't get to sit down and watch much television. But when we do, HGTV is on. And, Chip and Joanna have kind of sailed into the sunset to their own channel now. But it's either Fixer Upper, Flip or Flop, My Hometown, whatever it is. Don't really care for that one. But
I like how you have your opinions on it.
I do. I like Flip or
That's funny.
Flop. I like Torek. We had him actually on a home builder that we're working with and had him doing some influencer stuff. So he's cool. I like Torek.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the big dude on, I'm going to be real personal, but Nicole and I joked about this. The big dude on our home, he is a sweaty beast. Every episode, he is a sweaty man. He is like sweating through and I know they're like in down home Arkansas or Alabama or something. It's hot as hell.
Bless. Yeah, I was going to say,
But he's a big dude, like big. I mean, I'm a big dude, but he's like, I don't know, 6'5", like 350 pounds. No, he's not even like totally overweight. He's just a big human being. He's a little overweight, but nice guy, super talented. Like, man, he's a sweaty beast though. He was watching him, he's like, he was just walking around, he wasn't even doing work. He was just showing a home with someone. And I'm like, why didn't the producers change his shirt? He's like,
bless his heart.
I mean, I'm like, oh God.
gosh.
Anyway, sorry, that has nothing to do with it. But my point is,
It all goes together.
my wife follows all of these influencers and DIY stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She's very thrifty and very
Crafty.
Yeah, like
I love the Christmas wine corks.
Oh yeah, that
Those
you should have seen the white winter party we had. She took sticks from like our in-law, like her parents' farm, and like painted them all white and like had this stuff. I don't know. I was like,
Aw.
whoa. I mean, anyway.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It's cool.
But she follows all these guys,
Right.
And
all
so,
relevant.
and they're influential on her, and so thus, and we may be out of the Gen Z, but neither one of us are Gen Z. I guess she's Gen X. I'm Gen X. I don't know what she is, but she's a little younger than me.
Yeah.
Gotta marry him young. She's like 5 years younger.
That's okay.
But but she watches all these shows.
Yeah.
If Ace is doing something with one of these, it's gonna be in her feed. I'll tell you that.
Well, no, 100%. And I think that's the other thing too. I mean, I think there's a lot of, when you're in the DIY space, no matter what age it is, if you like the DIY aspect of it, this is gonna hit home for you in some way or another. And I think, for me, like, I took this initiative on last year, and I had some help back in West Virginia before I moved down here, actually, but I built my couch. And because I wanted a more...
Look at you. I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, I wanted a more functional couch. I wanted a couch that has a table on the back, and, you know, it's just this nice little... I, you know, had help with, you know, amazing guy back in West Virginia. He's like, basically, you know, they're like family to me, but Tony helped me build this couch, and essentially I just wanted it to feel more spacious. I'm a long person. I'm 6 foot.
Yeah, you're a tall girl.
Yeah, I'm very, you know, and I'm lanky, and it's like I wanted my space to have like this table behind it where I have 4 chairs, and essentially this one piece of furniture in my apartment can sit 8 people. And like that's you know, that's nice, you know, but
I wonder if our combined height is like the tallest duo in podcasting.
Ooh, I bet.
Probably.
Yeah, especially when we get...
Unless like Shaquille O'Neal's doing one or something.
Yeah, I know. And when we have Noah Sims come on, which, you know, plug for that event as well. We gotta throw that in there too. GVL Hustle event, which is coming up in 2 weeks.
April 29th.
Yes, but Noah Sims will be here for that, and that's gonna be so awesome. So we're gonna try to do another podcast with him too. But yeah, I would say the 3 of us, I definitely think he's 6'7". We definitely have
6'7". We're gonna have it. We'll have him in the studio. We'll get 3 chairs.
Yes.
We need to call Guinness. What is the tallest combined height of 3 hosts on a podcast at once? I think that would take it.
I think we would
6'7",
get it.
6'5", 6 foot, and one of them being a woman. So you have to have like some, you know, at least one woman in there.
I know. Yeah, we have got a good spread. Yeah, exactly. All the generations and everything's good. Yeah. But props to Ace. I'm excited about it and see where it goes.
Yeah. Hey, I love it. Influencers. It should be part of your marketing mix, people. Influencers. I don't care how big or small you are. Even if you're a small insurance guy, get you like some influencers. Like, you know, you're trying to hit that 20 to 30-year-old crowd, go pay some of these micro-influencer TikToks a few $100 to do a cool video for you. Come on, get with it.
Yeah, seriously.
Untapped market. Well, I think that's all for this week. We really appreciate all our listeners, wherever you are, whenever you are, however you are. We are always there with you. You know where to find us, theradcast.com, at the.rad.cast on Instagram, and you just Google the Radcast, you'll find all our channels, YouTube, IGTV, anywhere, everywhere we can be found, and you know where to find me. I am always, almost always, on Instagram, at Ryan Alford, and we'll see you next time.